Good morning, student. We will read the class 9, the chapter 1, the priceless gift. So, first we read, do you like to offer some gift to somebody on his or her birthday, wedding, or some special occasion? What sort of things would you like to give? Discuss about it with your classmates. So, here we can find this chapter. What do you see when you enter the restaurant? So, here the priceless gift is the chapter written. So here at the chapter, the paragraph 1, I went to a vegetarian restaurant. It was lunchtime. There were people eating and drinking. The restaurant was very crowded. I saw that some of the chairs and tables had been pushed into a corner. I chose the corner table, seated myself on, started skimming through the newspaper. At that moment, I noticed a very young girl looking at me. Her eyes were large and they had a sad expression. As she was going out, she asked the cashier in a low voice, "Is that gentleman an Indian?" "I think so," the cashier replied. The girl looked at me once more and went out. It surprised me. Why? What was the matter? Her interest in me aroused my curiosity in her. When I had finished my lunch, I asked the waiter, "Do you know the girl who was sitting out there?" So, this is the chapter, the name, the priceless gift. So, priceless, what we first, the priceless gift means that is an adjective. The gift, one of the presentation, gift presentation. So, here present, so that is the priceless present. So that means that you cannot, priceless means you cannot pay the value of something, that is called priceless. You cannot pay the value of something, that is called priceless. That is so that a priceless gift here. So in here we can find start of the I means that the writer himself went to a vegetarian restaurant. Vegetarian restaurants, there is only veg. So no fish, no meat is there. That is called a vegetarian restaurant. It was lunch time. So time was lunch. As it was a lunch time, people eating and drinking. So the restaurant was fully crowded. So the restaurant was fully crowded as it was a lunch. It was the lunch time. So next one, I saw that some of their chairs and tables had been pushed into a corner. So here we can find a sentence, some of the chairs and tables. Some of the chairs and tables had been pushed into a corner. So here, what is the meaning of this sentence? So here it is a passivized sentence. Had been pushed means here we can find had plus been plus verb third part. This is a passivized sentence. It is a passive sentence. So how someone? So how can I write? Someone had pushed the chairs and tables into a corner. So this is an active sentence and this is a passive sentence. So here as we can find it is had, it takes had plus been plus verb third part, that is a past participle form. Is it not it? So this is a past participle form, pushed. So now, at that moment, I noticed a very young girl. What did the writer notice? Notice means observe. So what did the writer observe or find out there? The writer found a very young girl looking at me. Her eyes were large and they had a sad expression. So here, eyes were large and that is the expression is very sad. So that we can found that this is that the girl's condition was not very well. So she was sad. As she was going out, she asked the cashier in a low voice, "Is that gentleman an Indian?" So here this sentence is a yes/no type of question. Is that gentleman? Is that gentleman? Is that gentleman an Indian? So here it is an interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. So here it is also an yes/no question. What? As it you can find the helping verb comes to the beginning of the sentence. So you can find it is an yes/no question. We can there are two types of interrogative: WH interrogative and yes/no interrogative. We can find it is an yes/no. So here the girl started inquiring that whether the writer was an Indian or not. So it surprised me. So the writer was surprised. So when the cashier replied that the girl looked at me once more and went out. So this made the writer surprised. So what was the matter? Her interest in me aroused my curiosity. So here the writer wanted to know about the girl. So that when I had finished my lunch, I asked the waiter. So you know that is the waiter. Waiter that who serves a person who serves in restaurant or hotel. That is a waiter. So that serves rice or any kinds of restaurant things that is a waiter. So here when I had finished my lunch, I asked waiter, "Do you know the girl who was sitting out there?" So the writer asked the waiter. So here, "No, sir. I noticed she has lunch here on Saturday. She comes on payday only. Perhaps she does not earn much." This one, I was moved by what he said. The curiosity I felt about the girl persisted. Why had she inquired about me? Who was the mysterious child? I kept thinking of her poverty-stricken, sad, anxious figure. Could I help her in any way? The week passed. Saturday came again. I went to the same restaurant. As I entered, I saw her sitting at the same table as before. She was eating. I went up to her and took the chair opposite hers. I wished her a good afternoon, and then, by making one brief remark after another, I was able to start a conversation. At last she asked, "Are you an Indian?" "My brother is in India. He is a soldier. We have not had a letter from him for a long time. My mother is very worried. She is afraid something has happened to him." So here, "No, sir." So the waiter did not know about the girl. Actually, who was the girl? So then she only informed the writer that the girl came to the restaurant only on Saturday. Why? Because it might be the payday. Payday means, so the day when someone was paid is called payday. The day when someone is paid. So perhaps the days means perhaps she does not earn much. So here she gave another information to the writer that the girl does not earn much. So here I was moved, means the writer felt sympathized. He was sympathized on the condition of the girl, so that she was very then the writer came to conclusion that the girl was very poor. The girl was very poor. So here she concluded that why? Because the girl only came on the payday only. So then so who was the mysterious child? There is so many questions arose in the mind of the poet, means writer, sorry. So I kept thinking of her poverty-stricken. Poverty-stricken, that you can find another word, poverty-stricken, written in italicized words, that stricken, poverty-stricken. So here uh, uh, suffer from poverty. So that is poverty stricken, suffer from poverty. That means a very poor girl. So here one of the things we can find here, that the girl was very poor. Could I help her in any way? The writer wanted to help her. The week passed, then Saturday came again. So on the next Saturday, that the writer again went to the same restaurant. As I entered, I saw her sitting at the same table as before. So that when the writer entered the restaurant, he found that the girl was sitting at the same table. So she was eating. So then the writer straight went up to the girl and took the chair opposite her. So here we can find one of the idea. So here the girl and the writer took the opposite chair to her. Why? Why did the writer take the opposite chair? In order to a good conversation. So here we have a word we can find, that is conversation. Means talk to each other. Talk to each other is called, that is what? That is conversation. They converse. Having a good conversation, the writer took the chair opposite to the girl. So I wished her a good afternoon. How did he proceed? He proceeded by greeting the girl by saying good afternoon, and then by making one brief remark after another, I was able to start a conversation. At last she asked, "Are you an Indian?" So that is the only question. The writer, means the girl wanted to know whether the writer was an Indian. So why did he why did she want to know about the writer? About the writer. When as her brother was serving as a soldier in India. So we have not had a letter. So they had no letter from him for a long time. So that they were fully worried. So her mother and she were very worried. So she is afraid something has happened to him. As you know that there was no information from her brother, her mother thought that something bad happened to her brother. So I learned that her only guardian was her brother. So the writer came to know that the girl's only guardian was her brother. She lived with her old widowed mother, Mrs. Betty. Widowed mother. Widowed, you know, W-I-D-O-W. Widow means a lady having no husband. So whose husband has died. Whose husband is dead. Whose husband is dead is called widow. So that is it is another gender change. If we change the gender, that is widowed. Widower. Widower means a person, a gent that whose wife is dead is called widower. That is widow and widower. So we make it in an adjective form, widowed, widowed. So W-I-D-O-W-E-D. So widowed mother. So what is the girl's mother's name? So Mrs. Betty. I understood how she felt. I think she wanted me to see her mother, but she did not have the courage to ask me to accompany her home. So we finished our lunch and got up together. As we walked, I asked her, "May I know your name?" So my name is Maggie. So we chatted pleasantly and soon reached a bus stand. This gave me the opportunity of asking her where she worked. So here, there is a good conversation between the girl and the writer. There was a good conversation, and then the writer came to know that the girl's name was Maggie. And soon we approached their neighborhood. So we had reached a narrow doorway Maggie took a thin latchkey and out of her pocket and opened the door. She entered and said, "Please come in." So the girl invited the writer to her home, and then together we descended the stair. Descended. So the word descended. Descended means got down. So come down to the stair. So that means the mother said, "Maggie, from the doorway an Indian gentleman has come to see." "Where is he?" the old woman asked eagerly. With a smile, I stepped into the kitchen behind Maggie. She introduced us. "How do you do?" I said, the head out of my hand. "Excuse me, my hands are covered with flour. So I am making cakes. People will come to buy them this evening." So this is the way we make our living. Lots of trouble. So here, when the writer met the girl's mother, he wanted to shake his hand, but the mother did not spread her hand. Why? Because her hand was fully covered with flour. So then Maggie's mother told that she was making cakes, and there was so that she will buy them in the evening. So she also says that there were lots of trouble they had to face. Saturday night is time for festivity in poor neighbors. All kinds of things are sold on this night. The streets are more crowded than any other day. This is the day when they are able to spend. So here also Maggie's mother find out that Saturday night is the festival, the night of a festival. People gathered at their home and then to buy some things. Okay, now you have to do some homework. That you go page number 7. There is question number 1 to 13. You have to do and send me in my WhatsApp number 8908353705. Okay, goodbye.